Hello, hello! Perfidious Pete here, back to fling more shade at Jim Morrison than the lamp he stuck on his head one drunken night in Miami in XCOM, War of the Chosen. I am the Lizard King. Yeah, congratulations, you are the Lizard King. But you know what? I'm just calling you out here, Morrison. The Doors, they sucked. Gonna take some heat on this one, and I don't care. I'm saying it because it needs to be said. The Doors were pretty shitty. And ordinarily, this is where I'd take a moment to fire some shots at the Beatles for being like the most overrated band of all time. But now, after some more careful consideration, I actually think the Doors may have the Beatles bested. It's the only category where the Doors have the Beatles bested. Not that I'm going out of my way to defend the Beatles, because I think they also kind of suck. But the Doors, they didn't just kind of suck like the Beatles did. I mean, they actually sucked. They only had 2 songs that went to #1, and I think both of those were only #1 for like a single week. And that was like Light My Fire and Hello, I Love You, which, by the way, I challenge anyone to even hum a few bars of. Yeah, it was a #1, but nobody remembers it. Other than that, they never even cracked the top 10, and yet somehow they're rated as like the 20th greatest band in the history of music. Why? They don't deserve that. That's a bunch of bullshit. The 20th greatest rock band of all time for guys who hit #1 twice, and other than that, never cracked the top 10. Shit, Cyndi Lauper had more #1s, and she had like a dozen top 10 hits to go along with it. Is Cyndi Lauper number 19 on that list of the 20 greatest bands of all times? Because if not, I feel like a savage injustice has been done here. The fucking Spice Girls probably had 2 #1s, and I know they had more top 10s for sure. I bet the Spice Girls sold more albums than the Doors. And even if you're doing it just strictly by #1s, let's say the Doors get credit for 2 and the Spice Girls maybe only Wannabe might have been their only #1. They may have had some, I know they had several in the top 5. But like, let's say even if they only had 1, they should be 21 on the list though, right? Like they should be right behind the Doors. We're Cyndi Lauper and the Spice Girls. But Pete, they're 20th on the list not because of their accomplishments commercially, but because they were so influential. Really? The Doors were that influential? What did they give us? Who did they inspire? What, they're responsible for, they gave us an Amy Winehouse? Oh, congratulations, her music wasn't even good. Telling you, if Jim Morrison hadn't have died young, people would have been like, hey, you remember the Doors? And they'd have been like, they were like a boy band, right? I mean, kind of vaguely I remember them. They had that one song, like Light My Fire, and I don't know, probably some other stuff, right? I mean, they sold some albums. I remember that time Morrison got naked at that concert down in Miami and like peed on the crowd. That I remember. The rest of it, though, it's a little hazy. I'm just looking at the overall map here to see what we want to do. Kind of think maybe we just want to build. Mental Fortitude is actually useful for us. It would have come in handy on a previous mission. Maybe we just go ahead and go with Mental Fortitude. And I'm going to build. I mean, we've already made contact with New Brazil. Why build the beacon? We need to build the beacon because we want the continent benefit, not because we necessarily need the. I suppose it's extra supplies too. Whatever. Let's just, mostly we're killing time until we get some next mission and hopefully get some people back in action because we got a lot of troopers who are out of commission. Speaking of which, do any of our out of commission guys have a negative trait? Because if they do, we should like to get rid of that. Iceman? Yeah, get rid of that negative trait. What are you talking about, Brad? We're working on a covert action. We're doing combat preparedness because what we would like more than an action against the Chosen is some more ability points, John. Wow, the Warlock is really kicking up his knowledge, though. He's come a long way, baby. He is, I think, were you the first Chosen we discovered, or the second? Does it matter?
Paying a heavy price with the Chosen running loose. We should do what we can to take them down before they hit again.
Weren't you, like, am I having a deja vu here, Bradford? Because I'm pretty sure you were just in my office talking about that like a split second ago. And the Avatar Project has managed to knock it up another notch. Beautiful. Alien victory is imminent. Well, we got 13 days till the Doom counter kicks in. We do need to, we got a safety valve open here in Eastern Europe. We can come and hit this facility. Sabotage the facility. I'd kind of like to wait till our team is in a little better physical shape, though. I mean, we're pretty banged up. We can't wait forever. Admittedly, I think we wait the 4 days. Oh, right. We also should have a new captain coming on board here. We'll have to re-Val Kilmerize Matilda Andre and turn her into someone actually useful. But I think maybe we just wait till Iceman is back in action. Or maybe Iceman and Doc Holliday. You know what? We'll go 5 days. Pete, you're going to let the Doom counter tick out for... It's fine. The Doom counter can tick for 5 days. Once we get the Doom counter started rolling back, it pretty much doesn't ever recover. And it got Bending Reed off. I should have liked to have thwarted that one, but 18 ability points are fantastic. Let's look for a new covert action. Maybe one that says, like, reduce the Avatar Project progress. Gaining a resistance contact. I don't hate that one. Increasing some income. We could form a soldier bond. Potentially useful as well. We don't want to send, like, a lot of troopers out on this. We need people we can spare. Like, +1 resistance contact only costs us a sergeant, and that could be Ray Levois. And he and Elvis Presley can continue going out and having adventures together. I will give you guys 25 supplies to negate the risk that one of you gets captured. Not because I care if you don't come back, but because I care that I'll have to come rescue you, and that shit is annoying. I'm not going back to the armory, though, because it's just going to try and get me to promote that Reaper. But that Reaper is not a Val Kilmer. If you're not a Val Kilmer, I'm sorry. There's our mental fortitude kicking in. So let's start heading over in this direction to Eastern Europe, and we can start working on building a radio relay. And as soon as our guys get out of the calaboose there, then we can go on this mission, defeat the facility, avert the Doom counter. It's ticking down much closer to Doom than I'd like, though. This is also, unfortunately, only a level 1 facility.
Got an urgent communication coming in for you now, Commander.
Yeah, that's great.
Fortunate, Commander, that your recent efforts have proven to be so mediocre.
Yeah, you're right, John. It's definitely my fault, though. Optimus Prime. You know what? I'm just going to end this conversation. So the Hunter can now summon chrysalids. Assassin still has very little knowledge. Increases risks on covert actions. He's increasing his strength in combat. Retribution, you're going to crack down on XCOM. Oh, so we got a lot of crackdown going on here. We got more crackdown than Xbox One's Crackdown 3. Is that for the Xbox One X? You know, Xbox, you guys really got to come up with a better naming strategy. The Xbox One X. The X-Bone was great, but the X-Bone X just doesn't really have the same ring to it. Bone X sort of sounds like some kind of medication you would take if you have erectile dysfunction. Next retaliation strike is imminent. Advent soldiers are completely immune to environmental hazards like fire, poison, and ice. That doesn't really matter that much to us because we are not routinely setting them on fire or anything like that. Yeah, I really want Art of War, though. I kind of like several of these. Here. So, Reaper, you can have Between the Eyes, and in place of Between the Eyes, we'll just go ahead and learn the Art of War so we can get way more ability points. We're going to ignore that for a moment. Tom Kazansky, Nick Rivers. Okay, so we are ready then to assault the facility. Nick Rivers is back. Iceman has recovered from whatever it was that was troubling him. No, he's tired for one more day. Alright, fine. I'll give the Iceman one more day. One more day, Iceman. That's it. That was your day. Alien debris are cleared. Do we want to build anything down here? I don't feel like we really need to, but do we have a laboratory yet? Workshop, power relay, proving grounds, resistance comms. We actually don't have... Really? No, I don't want to retrain anybody. We could retrain it. Yeah, we'll get that after the mission because we're going to need both of those guys. We actually don't have a laboratory. It seems like that would be a useful thing to build since one of the tactics we've dedicated ourselves to is increased chance of breakthroughs from laboratories. Let's get that taken care of, and then we gotta go do this mission. I mean, the Doom counter is counting, the clock is ticking. Iceman, could you stop being tired though? You said you were tired for a day. How much of a day? There, that's definitely been a day. You're done. You're done being tired now. That's it. I refuse to allow you to be more tired. In fact, we're going on the mission. That's just like, and you're coming. We're assaulting this facility, and you better be on the roster. You've had more than enough time, sir. Anything else, I'm just going to call you a slacker. Anything else, you start running. There's no way you could still be tired for 1 day. The thing said 4 days when you had a day left to be tired, and now it says, I hate everything.
We have a positive confirmation on an
Oh, good.
signal coming
Well,
from the site of our most recent
I guess we're going to do this mission then, because...
ambushed and needs an evac.
Yeah,
Firebrand is already en route.
Did you think you were just going to sneak right on?
I kind of did, yeah, actually, because you're real bad at your job, El Huntadora, but whatever. It doesn't really matter. I know we sent 2 low-level chump stains who have 0 chance, but it's just the Lost and we have between the eyes. And as long as we've got pistols, we've got everything we need. Plus, maybe it's time for Elvis Presley to get some work done. Hey, Mama. That's right, Elvis is here. Gonna eat me a peanut butter and banana sandwich after this mission to celebrate. Yeah, my Elvis impersonation admittedly needs a good deal of work. A little bit of focus for Elvis. That's right, Elvis. Get the hips juiced up. Get him ready to swing. Get him ready to sway. Get a little shimmy in your step. John, don't tell me how to live my life, Bradford. I don't tell you how to live your life except for all the times when I tell you how to live your life because you should really stop with all the fucking drinking. But apart from that, I don't tell you how to live your life. I really wish Elvis Volt Presley here was not a worthless squatty. Where's the reinforcements, though? The reinforcements have dropped in a forward position.
Your team is compromised. We're picking up Advent response forces inbound on your position.
It's going to be 2 guys, John. Although I do have 1 man who does not have parry. That is problematic. If just both of our troopers had parry here, we'd be perfectly fine. If we had 2 guys who could parry, wouldn't have to worry about anything. But we don't, so instead, we're gonna have to deal with whatever this shit is. There could be an Andromedon or something crazy on this mission, and if there is... I mean, if that turns out to be the case, this might be tougher than I think. Maybe we should just, like, hurry up and go. Yeah, that's 28 health worth of bad guy in 1 pod. That's a lot of health. We really needed that to hit, though. Because we're going to have a hard time killing one of these guys. Also, we can't go upstairs and chase that guy, because if last mission taught us anything, it's that if we go upstairs to chase that guy, he'll shoot that balcony out from under us, and we'll get killed. So, Levois, you have parry, right? You have parry. We could throw a grenade up there, drop that man now, because then we're not parrying, you know. We have to be parrying at the end of this turn, and we also really want to be visible only to the enemy. The fact that we don't have any focus also kind of sucks. Like, we're probably getting shot here, and there's probably not much we can do about it. We're just going to have to hope that whoever it hits, because somebody is probably getting hit here, we're going to have to hope that whoever that is, it doesn't kill him. So where could we momentum move to potentially increase our likelihood of survival? Anywhere? That pole's not actually cover, though. That corpse is also not cover.
Agreed.
Well, a lot of this is just going to depend on which one of these guys goes first. Hopefully the officer will go first. Yep, he's going to... Oh, there goes our parry. Nope, he moved and marked us. We're going to be fine because this guy's going to shoot the marked dude and it'll get parried. We're going to walk away scot-free. That's exactly the way I planned it, by the way. Shaking your confidence? Well, here you go, Elvis. If you want a little confidence booster, why not kill this man? I don't know about you, but my confidence is suddenly boosted. That's right, because you're nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. Actually, you're nothing but a downed dog. And instead of crying all the time, you appear to be dying all the time. Levois going to come over, hit him with the critical juice. And then we're going to go into full parry mode. This man will shoot at our boy in full parry mode. And then we will cut him in half. And go on about our business. You got no chance, son. I don't like the sound of whatever that was. Howl's Echo, a lost swarm is nearby. That a kill for Elvis. At least he's racking up the EXP. I love the sweet 70s shade you got walking there too, Elvis. That's a damn good look, man. That's one of those looks that's been out of style so long it's sort of come back around. The big kind of floaty 70s shades. Elvis is backdooring his way into the forefront of fashion. Here come the Lost. The Lost we are not worried about. Between the Eyes makes our damage against the Lost irrelevant. We can kill as many of them as we can see in a single turn. And that feels like a pretty good job for Elvis Aaron Presley. Come up here and kill as many as you can see in a single turn. Well, as many as you can see probably is not as many as need to die, actually. Don't miss here, Elvis. I forgot that as a squatty, you're also a fucking terrible shot. You know, for a terrible shot, though, he's putting on a display. All the time Elvis spent shooting his television over the years, paying some dividends right here. This show ain't no good. Yeah! Yeah, see, that's less good. Because now we gotta kill both of these Lost and also get close enough to this man to rend him. Which it appears is going to be very difficult to do. Well, we can headshot both of these guys. And then after they've been headshot, we can let Elvis get shot. And that's probably the way this is going to go down. You don't have deflect by chance, do you? Nope. Well, if somebody has to die, I would very much prefer that someone be Elvis. Is there cover in here? Yeah. Levois, get to full cover. That's going to leave Elvis standing out in the open with his hanging Chavance right in his hands. Maybe this guy will do something stupid like shield. Thanks! I appreciate when my enemies show gross incompetence. That's the kind of enemy I like to deal with. Are you good at your job? Not even a little? Perfect. We'll go ahead and have you parry. No, we need to parry, though. I'm tempted to throw a grenade here, but like probably the safe play is to move to full cover and then hit this man with a Mars Volta. 3 to 6 damage. It won't get us a kill, but it's unlikely to get Elvis shot. He survived the war. Go ahead and shoot at our parry man. Yep. Exactly as planned. The things you can do with one man who can parry. It's actually pretty amazing.
This world is ours.
Kill for you, loot for us. The loot game has been... I've been surprised how completely pointless loot has actually turned out to be for this team. I knew it was not going to be super influential, but I didn't realize that there are almost no items, like literally no items that this team can actually make use of. There is really nothing they can even, not just stuff that isn't useful for them, it's just like there isn't much they even can use. Most of the stuff they can't even equip.
There, the elders' slaves.
Okay. Could you come at me, bro? I need you to get, like, much closer than you currently are. Perfect. That's actually right about exactly where you needed to be.
Focused strike of power.
There is even a non-zero chance that we could kill you here. You should do something about that armor. How about we have Elvis come carve through it like a hot knife through butter? Yeah, get Thanksgiving turkey, chump. We sliced them like a prime rib at an all-you-can-eat Vegas buffet. We also have a momentum move, which we're going to use to go hide behind this truck. This is how we wound up being bloated, purple, sequin jumpsuit Elvis. We spent one too many days at all-you-can-eat Vegas buffets. It's actually part of the problem. There's also an Advent Trooper over there who we're a little concerned about, but only a little. Potentially, we could have Elvis come up here, activate those pods, and then we hope they take cover behind that explosive tank, and then we have Elvis shoot it. Go take cover behind that exploding. Yeah, exactly what we needed, sir. Thank you. I appreciate your cooperation, and now Elvis can kill you, or at least hurt you very badly. He's also going to summon a very large number of additional Lost, which is less than ideal, admittedly, but not the end of the world. Levois, we're going to bring you up here. Any of these guys lost dashers? Any of the ones that are dashers got to die. Regular lost, regular lost. Okay, so no dashers. At an 86% chance, I'm not, like, super desirous of hitting those men. So I think what we're going to do instead, we're just going to kill this man with the Mars Volta and let the Lost come at us. Some of them are going to set themselves ablaze. None of these guys are dashers, so they don't get a swing. What fire? There's no stopping the fire? You talking about the one you're vaguely standing next to that is out? The one that, like, completely extinguished itself? This zombie ain't no good. Yeah! This Between the Eyes perk really is outstanding, though. It's fantastic. This campaign, it's almost campaign breaking, because I really feel like this one would have been considerably more difficult without the Between the Eyes perk. In some situations, like for instance this one, without Between the Eyes here, we'd really be struggling.
I trust in your command.
Well, you should. I mean, it's brought you this far unharmed, I'd like to point out. Even though you're only a squatty and it's fairly late in the day. Can we make it to the exit? Not quite, but we can get close enough. I don't see any particularly compelling reason to, like, hang around and try and kill a bunch of Lost. Both of these guys are already going to rank up, and there's not much else we can do or need to do on this mission. Let's just go. Time to leave.
Making my exit. I'm leaving the battle.
Don't you mean to say Elvis has left the building, though, Elvis? Elvis has left the building.
Members of Wraith 1 have been successfully evac'd.
Or Bradford, don't you mean that Elvis has left the building? I think you meant that Elvis has left the building. Elvis has left the building. Also the planet. Thanks to a fistful of Quaaludes and a early morning bowel movement.
Their alien armies and the Chosen. Now we've got zombies to deal with.
Yeah, but on the bright side, Bradford, thanks to the Between the Eyes perk, the zombie part of that is surprisingly easy to deal with. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take Bladestorm. Pete, you're spending ability points on a lowly corporal. Yeah, I am, because he's a corporal with Bladestorm. We don't have too many Bladestormers. Levois, for instance, I mean, we got Levois here, who's a lieutenant, and I'm actually fairly disappointed in what he's got going on here. We're not going to be spending any of our ability points on Levois, even though he does have Sustain, which is actually a decent ability. Picked up a superior autoloader and a stock, both of which are just going to get sold. Supply drop is available. That's great. Alien wreckage, I'm going to say not now. Also, we've got this. So +1 resistance contacts. That's beautiful. Let's assign a new covert action, and we got to get out of here because the Doom counter is still counting.
Against the Elder Servants. If you would order it, we will make it so.
I'll keep that under advisement. Manufacture an upgrade. Well, we don't need a superior weapon upgrade, though. We could go with deeper learning. Soldiers' XP gains are increased by 20%. Like, that's also, yes, must have. Levois, Elvis? I mean, you guys know the drill at this point. Ray, Elvis, get out there and, like, do your thing.
Understood, Commander. My followers will appreciate the support of your soldiers.
I appreciate the fact that when it comes to resistance faction orders, like, yours are markedly the best. Not just a little bit the best, but objectively light years ahead of the remaining competition. What do skirmishers have? Shit, they got like one decent one, and all of the ones from the Templars are all fucking amazing.
I probably wouldn't be alive today if it weren't for your father. was something of a miracle worker.
No, I think you're confusing him with Helen Keller, John Bradford. She was the miracle worker you may have been remembering from one of our recent playthroughs. Helen Keller, though. Helen Keller.
He gave everything he had to get the ship running.
They made a movie about it.
But he didn't live long enough to see her fly.
We owe you both a debt of gratitude.
You can honor his memory by using this ship to destroy the aliens wherever we find them.
You'll get no argument here.
So, Lily, what about the whole destroying aliens wherever we find them part includes you getting shot down by every UFO that casually passes overhead and having to use the emergency crash aversion button that, for whatever reason, you decide to keep sealed behind a panel in the wall rather than conveniently placed on the desk next to the thing that says, in event of crash, push this button. How's that honoring your father's memory? Because I'm a little confused. I'm also a little tired. I'm going to just wrap this up. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Support really does mean a lot. If you'd like to watch more of Elvis putting bullets through televisions, you might consider subscribing as well. New episodes every single day. Right now, thanks very much for watching. Perfidious Pete has left the building. See you again soon.